so much of modern warfare means having the right tool for the job. And here to talk a little bit more about that is Joe Chan with American Rheinmetall. And Joe, we're talking about airburst munitions today. Talk to me a little bit about this first 40 millimeter airburst that we have.
So what we're doing for the Army is to develop a 40 millimeter airburst round. Previously, the way you're engaging targets is the 40 millimeter round will have to hit the target. So it's a point detonating fuse. It's great for the target sets that it's going after, but it's not so great for target sets where you're trying to engage targets that are behind cover, because you just can't hit them. So what the Army is trying to do is, how do you make this into an airburst round so that you can explode this above a target's where they're hiding? So what the technology that we've provided is, we're programming this fuse to explode at a 3D point in space by telling it the range, which it then converts it into a time of flight. And the way that we're doing this is, you'll see these little indentations here around the edge of the fuse that no other of the 40 millimeter rounds have. What those are LEDs. They're receiving signals as it's launching out of the muzzle from an IR programmer on the barrel of the gun, telling this how far to go. And then when it reaches the predetermined time of flight, it goes off. Very highly effective.
You bet. So that's what the Army is working on. And like you said, it's for people who are undercover. If you're behind a sand berm or behind a wall or something, your 40 millimeter round, standard detonation, wouldn't be able to necessarily punch through that. This can kind of take care of the target on the other side of the wall without going through the wall. The Navy has something different that you're working on. So this is a 30 millimeter round, correct?
Yes, this is a 30 by 173 millimeter round that the Navy is putting on some of their ships. It's still in the developmental phase, and it is also an airburst round. It's a little different than what the Army is doing. Obviously, the form factor is different,
sure,
but it's being fired out of a big cannon, and while the Army's round is more of an HE round, and not necessarily optimized for counter-air, this round that we're doing for the Navy is optimized for counter-air. What you see here is a couple of rows of tungsten sub-projectiles. There's 168 of them, and the way this airburst is, upon reaching the time of flight, these tungsten projectiles are ejected in a forward cone of fragments that are because the round is spiraling, this is the resulting frag pattern. Now this is just a 1/4 scale 3D printed target array. The actual target that we scanned this from is about 4 times the size of it, and this is the pattern. Obviously you can see that all these tungsten small fragments will result in a bunch of little holes about 4 times the size of this. Very effective against counter-UAS targets.
You bet, you bet. And like you said, the spoke pattern, the cyclical pattern is because the round is spinning, and as it explodes, that cone of destruction is spinning in air as well, and that's what makes that impact pattern.
Correct.
All right. Joe, really appreciate your time today. Thank you so much for joining us today on our Weapons and Warfare segment. Appreciate it. That's all the time we have for this week's this week's segment of our Weapon of the Week.